Water polo Eggbeater might be the oddest movement in any sport because it cannot generate propulsion on land. All muscles used for Eggbeater are initially underdeveloped in new players because there is no dryland movement that replicates the Eggbeater motion. Specifically, dozens of muscles are attempting to contract in a pattern that does not exist. The following sequence improves muscular development and technical proficiency by addressing many of the critical weaknesses found in athletes attempting the Eggbeater movement. New athletes should perform two to three of these exercises daily to improve proficiency in that movement. Experienced athletes can perform part or all of the sequence as needed. Resisted ankle dorsiflexion contracts the anterior muscles of the lower leg. Development of this group will increase the endurance of the lower leg during powerful Eggbeater motions. Flex the ankle upward with a pause at the top 5 times per leg. This is the first exercise beginners should focus on, as more advanced movements will build from this motion. The ankle dorsiflexion stretch increases the force that the foot can apply to water. Keep the heels on the ground and push the knees forward. This is the opposite of the ankle plantar flexion stretch used by most swimmers. Resisted hip abduction improves the strength of the muscles involved in pulling the knees away from each other. Perform a low squat and push the knees away from each other at the bottom. Briefly hold the low position, then repeat 10 to 20 times. The split stretch improves flexibility in the adductor muscle group in order to increase the distance that force can be applied to water. These muscles oppose those exercised during resisted hip abduction. Press the lead knee forward and push the hips toward the ground for 5 seconds. Resisted hip internal rotation improves hip strength. This is a critical element of a powerful and stable Eggbeater motion. Athletes who undulate side to side while performing Eggbeater are visibly deficient in this component. With the leg flexed at a 90-degree angle, push the foot to the outside of the knee, briefly pause, then repeat 10 to 20 times. The external hip rotation stretch increases flexibility of the hip so that the rotation speed of the leg can increase and generate more power during Eggbeater. Pull the heels close to the body, then lightly press down on the knees for 5 seconds. Resisted leg raises increase the endurance of the anterior hip group. This exercise improves the speed of the transition from freestyle swimming to vertical Eggbeater. Raise the knee higher than the hips and hold for 5 seconds. The hip hinge stretch increases flexibility in the hamstring muscle group and allows a player to maintain a stable vertical position during Eggbeater. Bend at the hips by pushing the hips behind the body without rolling the back. Perform 10 to 20 repetitions at a moderate pace. Finally, the resisted leg extension increases power in the anterior leg muscles to improve rotation speed. Perform 10 to 20 fast repetitions. New athletes should begin with the ankle movements and progress along the sequence as they become proficient in each exercise. Attempting the full sequence may tire the athlete prior to performing Eggbeater in the water, which would create an inefficient training environment. Remember, new athletes have never performed most of these motions, and muscle development needs to be improved over time.